Hi, thank you so much for joining me. This is Jenny O, y'all with Nuggets and Things. I want to share with you a little tidbit, a nugget today. You know, I look at many times in our life, when you look at a jar, um, a beautiful jar, you know, the jar is beautiful. It's beautiful, it's glass, but it has like a little few cracks in it, right? But dismiss that. Dismiss the cracks because the jar is still beautiful. And it has great value to it. That's the jar. But now, when you got that beautiful jar and you begin to put things in it, right? Let's say you got some beautiful, like gems, maybe some emeralds in there, right? It's beautiful. And then later on, you might want to put a little bit of sand in there, right? To try to beautify it. Then, every once in a while, it gets a little dusty. Some dirt might get in it. And every once in a while, somebody says, I think I know what your jar needs. Isn't it amazing how somebody can look in your life and decide what they want to put in your life, right? So somebody might decide, I want to put something else inside your jar. But what they put in there is kind of disgusting. It's ugly. And it kind of makes everything that was beautiful, that started off beautiful, now it doesn't have that little, glitter to it. It doesn't look as pretty. And it's affecting the little scratches on the outside, right? So you try to, pull it out. But in pulling out the bad, many times you also pull out the good. And that's about our lives. I share with so many people in the course of a day. I talk to people who have been traumatized in life, right? They have been hit with things that they didn't ask for, didn't deserve, but they was hit with that. They didn't start off life that way, but life has a way. Things happen to make us change the way we look at things. And when those things happen, we have to then look back and say, why was I hit with that? Well, I was sharing just last night with my daughter. I was sharing, just imagine being a ball, right? Just being this ball. But this ball consists of a dark side, like the yin yang, right? And a light side. The dark side is your negatives, and the light side is your positive, or either way. You can just switch it around. Those of you, feel a little different about that. But anyway, when people meet you, they can view nothing but your dark side. Or when they meet you, they can view nothing but your light side. Or when they meet you, they can see both sides. But then, welcome to those who choose to take every part of you. Because every part of you is still that ball. The good and the bad, the highs and the lows, the good things you've done in life and the bad things you've done. Because if we could go back in our life and erase some things, we would. But what has happened, you can't change. We can only look forward to decide to make our future much better. Because we have learned from our past the things we don't ever want to repeat again, right? We have come into this world in this time, at this moment, and have not made always great decisions. Let me speak for myself. I have not always made great decisions. I have not always done the right thing, haven't always been around the right people. And so I don't try to do a blame game. The blame game is always trying to find somebody who you can blame for your hiccups, your failures. Oh, because I had a bad this and because that happened, because this, okay, true. But now at some point in our life, we must take responsibility for what we chose to bring into our life. And so when I was sharing, I said, I looked at the time in my life when sometimes it's set up that you don't like yourself. Your environment has everything to do with who you are. Your environment, right? Some of us came from great places, and I salute you. Namaste. You're awesome. But some of us came from homes that thought that they were giving you the best they know. And they was giving you the best they know, even though their best was not good for you. So what they poured in you was all they knew, even though what they knew wasn't what you should have known. right? Um, we didn't. I didn't have. My mother didn't sit in my bed at night and read me, stories, and pat me and say good night, baby. Say that wasn't my mother. We had a house of 10 children, but that wasn't her. My father wasn't the one, that done the little things that little stuff you see on TV that likes. Oh, what a wonderful family, right? We didn't have that. I came from a family that they gave us the best they knew how. Now, my father, you know, who I always praise because my father was a supporter. He was a supporter, and my father had the ability to make sure that everything we're supposed to have, we had. He protected us, and he made sure that we was provided for. So he was a provider, a great provider, one that our mother, knew that there was nothing that she needed that he was not going to provide for her. So we was grateful for our father being able to do the things that he done. Now, taking that, we were always reminding ourselves those were the great things that he did. Now, we want to talk about the lows. We could share that part, but I choose not to. I choose not to center my mind on the lows of life, the things that could have, damaged us to a worse state, traumatized us, right? And most of us can say we've been traumatized by something in our life. Somewhere in our life, somehow, something has affected our life, has traumatized us, has stuck us in a place that we can't seem to get past, right? And a lot of times it comes from possibly, our child bringing. And a lot of times when I counsel men and women, and they begin to share with me about their life, their livelihood, I always want, they always want to go back to your childhood. Let's go to your childhood. Because, see, your childhood would always, tell us where you are and why you're there. People who have been picked on most of their life, sometimes they become introverts because they're afraid to exhibit who they are, to show you who they are because of the fact that they have been teased and bullied so much because of who they are and what people, looked at and thought was not good enough for them. So coming up in my life, I saw many things happen, and a lot of those things stuck in my mind. So when I went out into the world to start my own life, I brought all those components with me, good and the bad. And I made decisions. I made choices based on those very things that was poured into my life, good and bad. Now, throughout life, because of storms that were going on in my life, I had storms. I was a storm. And those storms that was going on in my life, they attracted other storms. So people who I met were storming. They were storming. And so those two components together, brought toxicity. They brought things that always was, turbulence. It causes things to always be a battle. We were always at odds. But I learned that. And once I learned it, then I could change it. But now I didn't learn that in 2 years. I didn't learn it in 10. It took a while for me to learn some of the things that I had done in life. Some of the ways in which I had walked came from the fact that I was really believing what I was told, as a child. I was told things that made me believe that I would never be worth anything better than what I achieved and what I got, So, when someone calls you the ugly duckling, when someone says, that you just ain't got this, you ain't got that, whatever it is they choose to call you and talk about you. And normally it happens in the household, right? And then when you go outside your household and you hear the same things that you was hearing inside, the battle of trying to find out who you are and if you're worth it. So you make sometimes bad choices, and you also make these bad moments in life, these impulsive things, right, that you do because you don't really care about your life because it's been damaged so many times. Remember the glass, the beautiful glass that has little scratches and somebody just put stuff in it that should not have been put in there. And all they're doing is, messing up the beauty. And sometimes they mess up our lives. They mess up, our direction, our hopes, our dreams. But unto the person who sees you beyond those scars, beyond the breakage, beyond the mess, beyond the darkness, beyond your mistakes, the stuff that you've done out of anger, out of hatred, out of venom, because you meant to do that. You tried hard to make sure that happened because you was coming from a hurtful place. You're hurting so bad that you were hurting others. And hurting people will always hurt other people. Directly or indirectly, you do that. And you don't care that you've done it because you're still hurting. But once you realize that you have done this damage because you are damaged, because you have messed up, because you are broken, because your jar has been already, in a bad place, right? It's awful, right? Somebody saw something past all of that, and they saw you, and it's like when people meet you and they see you. No, not the designing you, right? Not the sexy you, not that handsome and alluring you, not the wealthy you, but they see you. They see you. They see your brokenness. They see your pain. They see your love. They see your giving. They see your, your dark spots, your hurting places, your doubtful times. Sometimes you're a little elusive. Those corrections that need to be done. They see all of that. They know all of that. Just all, but they see that. And they said, and I like it. Isn't it amazing how you could be so, as you say, messed up, and somebody said, ooh, but I see you. In a messed up state. Taken, in a whole lot of different places, but I still see you. Because there's something about you now. There's something about you right now that has come to the grips that yes, I've done it all. Yes, I've almost seen it all. I've been in the roughest places, the caves, the mountains, the oceans, the air. I've hung with, with the roughest and the toughest. But today, I find myself here, looking at myself and saying, whoa, wow, look what happened out of the mess. And only because the mess was intended so you could see the message that was brought from out of you. You wasn't meant, honey, to die there. They tried. See, when you don't like yourself, when you don't want to look at yourself, when you feel bad about who you are, and you carry the guilt and the shame of things that you have done, you begin not to like anything about you to the point, why would you want to be here? And you get the suicidal tendencies, that why should I be here? Nobody loves me. I can't do it right. My life is a mess. There's no hope. I know. Most of y'all ain't never been there, but I am. But then one day, I knew there was a purpose. And I said, something has got to change. Something's got to change. Oh my gracious, honey, something's got to change. I've been there. I've been in a dark place. That's why when I talk to people who go dark, I know where they are. And my job, my main job in life is to hold people where they are. Let me hold you where you are. That's it. And holding a person isn't a physical thing. It is a spiritual thing. It is being able to talk to somebody on the phone and let them talk and you just hold them. Because all they want is to be held. And to be held means to be recognized and to feel like you are worth it. So somebody holds you while you cry. They hold you while you hurt. They hold you while you're angry. They hold you when you're contemplating letting go of your life. They're holding you until you recognize that you've been held. And that's what we do. We come in and we just hold you. And I love it sometimes. I look at somebody and I says, oh yeah, wow, can I hold you? Come here, let me just hold you. It's nothing intimate. It's nothing seducing. It is something that's filled with love. That if I can just hold you and you can just feel the love, we can break what's trying to take you out of here. So, think of the people that you are called to just hold. Hold that position. Come on, let me just hold you. You're going through something. You're having a rough time. You're being challenged in an area that you don't find comfortable. Let me just hold you. Let me just hold you there. Right there. Right there where everybody else has turned their back. Let me hold you. Right there. Where you say, this is my last chance trying this. If it don't work, I'm done. Let me hold you. Let me hold you. Let me show you what you're worth. And then when you see it, don't let it go. Don't let it go. I've been places, seen things. So I can come back and tell you there will come a time that you have to recognize that all of this that you are, and you all of it. Yeah, you the good and you bad. You the happy, you the sad. You the yes and you the no. But all that's still you. You are your past, your present, and your future. All that's still you, all in that ball. That will make you better. Recognizing, oh yeah, that was me. I did that. Ain't any you denying it. What you denying it for? You know that was you. You know you did it. Own up to it. Accept that. Yeah, that was me. I did do that. Yes, I messed up that person's life. Yes, I was the one who shook that person's life. I was the one who walked away. I was the one. Whatever it is, own up to that. Own it. Claim that. You did it. You were wrong for doing it. But now, I have corrected my life. I have changed the way I thought, I think, so that I would never do that again to somebody's life. I would never put somebody in a situation like that would take somebody's life, that would cause them to, to be in the place that they are, traumatized because of what I did. Right? We got to be that way. Accept who and what you are and realize that everything that you've been through, everything that you have done, everything is still you. It's still you. And it makes you better when you recognize that. I'm telling you. Cry your eyes out if you need to. Cry. It helps sometimes to cry. But when you finish crying, accept. Look how I've grown. Look at who I became. Oh my gracious. 2020, no, 2000, the year 2000 was a rough year for me. I was battling so many things in my life. Depression was all over me in 2000, I'm sorry. I was going through a deep depression. Going through so many things that's happening in my life at one time. I was all over the place. all over the place. Try to take several lives, including mine. But I was going to take somebody with me. I was going to make paper. That's what I tell people. I'm going to make paper, y'all. I'm not going nowhere without making paper. They're going to keep my name going because I'm going to make paper. Because I was in a rage. I was depressed, and I was also angry. Because things had happened that I felt like shouldn't have happened to me. And I wanted to take some people out. You know? And if I succeeded, I wouldn't be here today. Claiming my place, my position, my goodness, my love, my opportunities in life. I would never have gotten that if I did not come out of 2000. 24 years later, look at me. I would never have guessed it. If I didn't even see the television vibes, I didn't see it, that I could see my future and know, where will you be 20 years from now if you don't do this today, right? But I was just guided some kind of way, locked down some kind of way, pushed away some type of way, hidden some type of way, that things that I thought about doing, I didn't. And I got an opportunity to be here today because of it. But good gracious. Whew. The things I could have done that I thought meant so much to prove something to some people that wasn't even worth it. I would have lost everything. But today, I'm here, able to say, you have too much to give to get lost where you are right now. I'm telling you, love you, understand who you are. And when people ask me so many times about my past life, past stuff that I know were just bad memories, right? Just bad places I've been, I choose not to relive them because I got too many good things going on I want to talk about. What about you? It's the better things, it's the good things that we want to enjoy. And those good things will always make us better. So today, take time out and grab hold of you. And then love who you are. And be grateful for those who can love you, that whole complete ball. They love all of you. All of you. The silly you, that mean you, the up you, the down you, the hopeful you, the sad you. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but they love you. And be grateful for those. Don't worry about ones who don't. Doesn't matter. You got too many to do. Be awesome. Have a fabulous day. Namaste. Let your light ever shine. You be awesome in everything that you do. You carry on what you're supposed to carry on, and don't let nobody stop you. Because we know greater things always come to those who believe they will. Blessings to you. Have a great day. Love you.